Hello everyone, and welcome to pre-registration orientation modules for incoming students at McGill in the Faculty of Science. These modules are intended for students who are coming to McGill with a background other than Quebec CEGEP. If you've recently completed Quebec CEGEP and are coming to McGill in the fall, there's a different set of videos available for you online if you go to the Science Student website. If you're not from Quebec CEGEP, then this is the series of modules for you. My name's Nicole Allard, and I'm the Director of Advising Services for the Faculty of Science here at McGill. This virtual orientation presentation is going to be in 6 installments. The first 5 parts will be available online, and that's what you're looking at now. And then the final part, I will be presenting live at the B.Sc student orientation event on Thursday. So this part is part 1, academic advising and general orientation for science students. I want to start with SUSA. What is SUSA? We're going to throw that word around a lot. SUSA stands for the Science Office for Undergraduate Student Advising. We provide faculty level academic advising to all students in the Faculty of Science. You will each be assigned your own individual academic advisor from my office, and that assigning is going to happen on Monday or Tuesday coming. So at that point, you will receive an email from an academic advisor introducing themselves to you, and you'll be able to work with that person for the next 3 or 4 years in order to develop your degree and get the most out of your McGill time as you can. Now, the advisors in SUSA are your main source of information and referral for anything academic. We're here to help you. And this is our website if you want to find out more about us. What do we mean by academic advising at McGill? Well, it's a relationship between you and your advisor in which you both work together to help you to get the most out of your McGill degree, to help you achieve your educational goals as well as whatever other personal development goals you have while at McGill. We can't necessarily provide everything you need from our office, but we definitely know who can at McGill, and we'll be able to refer you. So we're looking forward to meeting you all virtually at first and in person eventually. What do we do specifically? Well, we've got a whole list of things on this slide, but essentially we help you with course selection, program selection. We remind you about rules, regulations, deadlines, help you to figure out what you want to do, maybe where you want to go with your career after this, or graduate studies, or whatever. We also help you out in times of difficulty. If you get sick during the year and you can't meet all of your academic expectations, or if something happens that's beyond your control, we're here to help you figure out what to do about it and how to manage it so that your degree doesn't suffer and that you come out of it healthy and well at the end. This is your team. You'll be meeting them all at the orientation event on Thursday morning, and we're looking forward to that. They'll introduce themselves to you at that time. We also have someone called a wellness advisor. Now, her name's Melissa. Distinct from an academic advisor, a wellness advisor is there to help you balance your life, get that right school, work, life, personal balance so that you don't feel overly stressed, you don't feel overwhelmed. Now, that's not to say you're never going to be stressed. Sometimes things are stressful, but she'll help you to figure out how to manage that and get the right balance in your life so that things go along as you want them to. And you can access information about Melissa at the Wellness Hub website indicated on this slide. Okay, this is just an example of what we call your Minerva transcript will look like. And I've got that on here to show you where your advisor's name will come up. You'll see your advisor's name on your unofficial transcript. You can access this on Minerva by going to the student records menu and seeing view your unofficial transcript. You'll only be able to view it after you've registered for at least 1 course. But once you've done that, you'll be able to get online. You'll be able to see who your advisor is. In this case, this example is Pete Barry. You'll also be able to see the courses in which you're registered, and this is where your grades will show up at the end. Oh, sorry, this is where, this is where your grades show up. These are where the class averages are, and these are the credits earned. So that gives you an idea of what your transcript would look like. Down here, you'll notice there's your grade point averages, and I'm going to talk a bit more about that later. Okay, on our website that you can see right here, we also have something called the B.Sc orientation booklet. It says, "Welcome to the Faculty of Science." It's in PDF form, might be in Word form, one or the other. And it's there to give you all the information you need for this year specifically. So it's got information on policies, rules, how things work, what's coming up, to-do lists so you don't forget to do anything, resources. We really encourage you to download this and spend some time reading it. It's going to look a little intimidating at first. There's a lot of pages, but you don't have to read all of it. It's organized in such a way that there are sections aimed directly at students with a particular academic background. So there's a general information section that we want you all to read. There's an FAQ section we want you all to read. Other than that, look for the part that is for students from your background. So it might say for students from high school, or for students with an international back, for students coming from A-levels. Read that part that applies to you. And you'll be able to get all the information and checklists that you need. So we encourage you to do that. Now, we are in SUSA, okay, let me back up a minute. In SUSA, we are your freshman program advisor. So if you're completing the freshman program, we are your only academic advisors this year. Now, some of you may be coming in with a lot of advanced standing and going directly into a major program. In that case, you will also have a departmental advisor or a program advisor. A program advisor specializes in the major. So your SUSA advisor can talk about your freshman program, make sure you understand it, help you to pick your courses, make sure you complete it. We can also help you throughout the whole time of your degree in terms of the bigger picture as well. Help you to choose what major you may want or what minors, or help you to get involved in extracurriculars or other non-classroom educational activities. Help you in times of trouble, all the things I talked about. We can do all that. But once you declare a major, which for many of you will only be next year. This year, you're going to do your freshman program. Next year, you'll declare a major. Once you declare a major, then you're also going to have another academic advisor attached to that program who will be able to help you with the specifics of that program. What are the right courses to take for your major? What are the things you can do with that major? How do you meet the profs? How do you get involved in research? So that's your program or department advisor. And they're kind of attached to your major, whereas your SUSA advisor is kind of attached to your freshman program and to your whole degree. And we help you to figure out how it all fits together, majors, minors, honors, other activities, that kind of thing. Okay, so you have a lot of academic advisors at McGill. Don't worry about which one does what. Just talk to whoever you're most comfortable with and we'll help you figure it out. Okay, great. The other thing I want to talk about a bit in this module is when I said general information, it's just some definitions of terms we use a lot at McGill, because I'm going to be using those in the upcoming modules as well as on Thursday. So I want you to become familiar with these terms, okay? So first off, some of it's obvious. Your degree, your Bachelor of Science. That's your whole program of studies. That's your whole 120 credits. It's the combination of all of them, of your major, your honors, your electives. It's the whole thing, okay? Next, we talk about your program. That's the focus of your studies. So at first, you're doing a freshman program. It'll involve courses that you have to do, and the aim of the freshman program is to get a strong general science background. After that, you're going to have a major or an honors program. You may also have a minor program. Again, those are specific curricula with a focus on one topic. So that's what we mean by a program. It's the focus of your studies at the time. Your faculty. We'll often talk about your faculty. Your faculty is science. A faculty is really it's almost an administrative unit. So faculty of science encompasses all of the departments within science. It's a branch of learning that is about science, and within science are all the different departments and units that form the faculty of science. So then we go down to the next word, which is department or school. A department is housed within a faculty, and it deals with a particular field of knowledge. So your faculty is science, but a department could be biology or earth and planetary science or physics. So they're units within the faculty of science. The way to think about it is your faculty is sort of the name of your degree, right? Bachelor of Science, science is your faculty. Your department or school is the name of your major. So you're majoring in biology or computer science. So that's what those terms mean. Okay. We have 3 words to describe different kind of types of courses. Okay. So the first is what we call a required course. A required course is a course that you absolutely have to take to fulfill the requirements of a program. So for example, in the freshman program, every student has to take Cal 1. So Cal 1 is really a required course. In the major in biology, for example, there's a course called Bio 200. Every bio student has to take that course. So that's a required course. Okay, it's part of a program. The next term we use is complementary course. A complementary course is also part of a program. So it's not an elective. It's part of a major or an honors or your freshman program. But there is some choice in the courses you choose. So for example, in the freshman program, we say you have to take 2 math courses. One of them has to be Cal 1. The other one can be either Cal 2 or linear algebra. So Cal 2 and linear algebra are called complementary courses because you have a choice. You can choose one of a list. So that's what we mean by complementary. Another example would be in a major in biology. You're told to take a certain number of biology credits at the 300 level or above. That's any biology course at the 300 level or above. So those are called complementaries. You're taking them to fulfill the requirements of your major program, but you have a choice. You take 7 courses from this list of like 15 or 20. So you can choose within that. That makes it a complementary course. Okay. Finally, we have what we call elective courses. An elective course is not part of any program. It's not part of your freshman program or your major program or a minor or anything like that. These are courses you take for your own personal interests, and you take them to complete your credit number requirements. So you need 120 credits, let's say, for your bachelor's degree. We know that. You need 120 credits. Let's say you're coming in with no advanced standing or anything. You need to do 120 credits at McGill. So 30 credits are going to be for your freshman program. Okay. After that, you're going to choose a major. Let's say your major is about 60 credits. So 30 and 60, that's 90. That means you still have 30 credits left to get to 120. Well, what are you going to do with those? You could do a minor. That would take up some of the credits, but there's still going to be some extras floating around. Those extras floating around are electives. Those are for you to take to show your interest, to round out your degree, to do whatever you like. And those we call electives. One of the things about these types of courses is that we've got 2 different acceptable passing grades, okay? For a course to be counted towards a freshman program or a major program or a minor, so it's a required or a complementary course, you have to get a minimum grade of C to count it towards your major and move on. For an elective course, it's okay if you get a D. You will get credit for an elective course if you have a D. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Again, your academic advisors can help you to explain this in greater detail if you need more information. But for now, it's just to understand what the difference means in terms of the type of courses. And the main one is electives are kind of free. They're not part of any program, any major or freshman program requirement. And you take those based on your own personal interests. Okay. We have something called the course change period at McGill. Now that's the period during which, even though you've already registered for your courses, because you guys will be able to start registering next week, even though you've registered for your courses, you'll be able to keep changing your mind and adding and dropping courses up until the end of the course change period, which this year is September 15th for the fall. And actually, it'll go all the way to about second week of January for your winter courses. So you have time to change your mind and think about it. And that's what the course change period means. We also have something called course withdrawal. So, okay, back here, up until September 15th, you can drop a course and it will actually, you go on Minerva, which is our course registration system, you drop the course, it will disappear from your transcript. It's as if it was never there. You'll also be able to add another course to take its place. That's course change, okay, adding and dropping. After September 15th, you can still get out of a course. Either you forgot to drop it by the deadline, or you realize that you don't want to be in it anymore. Either you don't like it and you just don't want to keep going, or perhaps you're not doing as well as you'd hoped and you feel that spending too much time on this class might detract from your other ones. Maybe you got sick, came down with mono or something, and just can't focus on your full course load anymore. You need to lighten your load a bit. Various reasons why you might need to get out of a course after the drop deadline. We call that course withdrawal. If you withdraw from a course, the course name will remain on your transcript. It will remain visible that you were registered in it, but there won't be any grade assigned to it. Instead of a grade, there'll be a W, which stands for withdrawal. And that W is not in any way calculated into your grade point average. It's not really a grade. It just indicates you withdrew from the course. So it doesn't bring down your average. It doesn't mean you were doing badly or you failed. It just means you decided to get out of the course. But if you withdraw from a course, because it's later in the semester, you won't be able to add another course to replace it because the semester's gone on too long. It's too late to catch up. You cannot add a course after the course change period, but you can withdraw from one. Okay? So we have two different withdrawal deadlines. One is called withdrawal with refund, and that's the first week after the drop deadline. So that goes from September 16th to September 22nd. And if you withdraw from a course in that week, it'll say on a transcript, there'll be a W, but you will get your tuition money back for that course. Now, you can still withdraw after the 22nd up until October 27th, which is the middle of the term. So you have the first half of the semester in which you can withdraw from a course on your own using Minerva. But if you do it from September 23rd to October 27th, then you won't get your money back. There is no refund for the tuition at that point, but you can still get out of the course. Students will sometimes say, well, that seems like a waste of money. And I suppose in some ways it might be, and it's something you have to think about before you do it. And you would want to talk to your advisor about whether this is a good idea. But some of the examples that I provided before about why you might want to withdraw from a course could happen. And let's pick you came down with mono and you were sick for 2 weeks and you aren't able to catch up in all your courses, let's say. You need to get out of something because if you don't, you might end up failing. Now, if you fail a course, you have to repeat it anyway. You've lost the money anyway. But you've also got an F on your transcript, which brings down your grade point average. Whereas if you're being proactive and you realize this isn't realistic, I have to get out of something, and you withdraw from it, then there's a W, which just means you withdrew. It's not really a grade, and it doesn't bring down your grade point average. So those are all the things you have to weigh out when it comes to whether or not to withdraw from a course. That's one of the things that your advisors can help you to make a decision for. Normally, you don't get to withdraw after October 27th, but I mean, if there's really good documented reasons, documented meaning a doctor's note or a psychologist's note or something showing that something major that's beyond your control happened that's really interfering with your ability to succeed, then you may be able to withdraw late from the course, even if it's after October 27th. And again, something to think about and talk about with your advisor if that ever comes up. Okay, so that's it for this module, and I look forward to seeing you again on the upcoming modules. Thank you very much.